We back. It's the height differential. That's the 6'6" Neil. I am the 4'10" Nick. Got plenty to talk about today. We're gonna recap the Preakness, the PGA, finally talk a little NBA because I don't feel like we've talked a ton of NBA. But now that we're down to the Final Four, I think we're all watching.
Yeah.
Talk some NFL. Joe Burrow spoke to the media today, and Aaron Rodgers is coming back for a year to be the Steelers quarterback. And then Will Wade is just doing just
Doing
total
Will Wade thing. He's
Will
doing Will
Wade
Wade
things
things.
down in LSU. And then we'll close with a little, what would Joe do? And we both agree it's a good one.
Like we need a
Before
theme
we,
song for what would Joe do?
yeah, I got to get in the lab, dude. I got to get in the lab. I've been wanting to write a theme song for the show, period. And I have it. I have the lyrics.
You mean give it to me, baby? Or whatever the
Well,
thing is isn't good. That's not good enough.
it's fine, but
Give it to me.
I
Or
still
whatever.
get copyright notices on YouTube, which means if
I
we
don't
ever
even
do blow up,
I don't
if we
even
ever
know
do
what
blow
song
up,
that is.
well, it's not even a real song. It's a song that's on a platform where you can utilize other people's music and get
Yeah.
it copyright free.
Yeah.
But I don't own. I guess I don't know. We still get copyright notices, and if we ever do monetize this thing, I don't want to get copyrighted and not be able to monetize it. So I want to have a new intro song at some point. Write a what would Joe do? Right now, we're only sitting on the Juice's lunch pail, and Juice won't even come onto the show to help us
Pretty
utilize that.
sad. That's pretty sad.
But before we get into everything, reminder to follow Height Differential on whatever podcast provider you listen to, whether it's Apple or YouTube or Spotify, Amazon, and then to follow us on social. It all helps people find it. But like I said, we're going to start with the Preakness. I was driving home from Indy, watching on my phone. But I'll be honest, it kind of looked like we do a little bit what we were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, no,
Yeah, I'll let you go.
the race unfolded almost exactly how we expected it to. You know, we thought Taj Mahal was going to get out front like he likes to do. As we talked about his last two wins, he went wire to wire, and that's exactly what he did. Coming from the one slot, we knew it was going to be difficult, but it looked like it was no problem for him. He broke clean, got out front, and he did what he wanted to do. Problem is you know, he hadn't run this distance, and it showed. I mean, he was great for a mile, and then all of a sudden he just ran out of gas. So, you know, it's kind of what we thought. I didn't know if he could. We didn't know for sure if he was going to fade or not because, like we said, the distance was unknown. But it just turned out he couldn't do it. And horses like Iron Honor and Napoleon Solo were the stalkers. Like they were going to get behind that pace, push that pace, wear those pace runners out, which they did, and take over toward the end. And Napoleon Solo ran the race that he wanted to. Iron Honor ran the race that he wanted to. Just turned out Napoleon Solo was just a little bit better that day.
Yeah, I will say the one thing, like we didn't know what horse officially would get out front, whether it would be Taj Mahal, Napoleon Solo, and we didn't know if Napoleon Solo would be able to rate a little bit behind Taj Mahal, but he really did a great job with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my biggest mistake in my bets was believing in Taj Mahal, with all three of his wins being at Laurel, probably against lesser competition. You
Yeah,
take him out, I made some money on Saturday,
yeah.
but that was my big mistake. I think believing in that horse. If that race is at Pimlico and not Laurel Park, then Taj Mahal's probably not in my bets. And
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's just hard to ignore the 3-for-3 lifetime and all of his familiarity with Laurel Park. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of bias there, and we bought into it. I bought into it as well. I mean, I had Iron Honor as my win horse, but I had
we
you know
both
Taj
did.
Mahal in a lot of exactas and tries, and kind of screwed me
Well,
over there. But
and, and speaking of Iron Honor, like when they hit the stretch,
he's
it
just like
looks 100% like he's going to win.
he's in a great spot.
Great spot, gaining ground. And you don't know, like, 'cause the thing about Napoleon Solo that we talked about, we didn't know if he could get the distance.
Yeah.
And when they hit that stretch, you're just like, "Oh, dude, we knew who the best horse was in this race, and there he is, and he's getting ready to take over."
Yeah.
And he just really never gained any ground at all. And honestly, I think it's one point Solo was pulling away and extending the lead a little bit after you
Yeah.
thought that he was
Late.
gonna
Yeah.
get taken over. But, uh, this is the reason why, like, I Napoleon Solo was one of my top picks just because he was such a good horse as a 2-year-old, and we saw the talent. He's one of the few horses that had a Grade Wood win in a field that this was a depleted Preakness field. It
Yes.
just was.
Yeah.
And he was one of the few horses that had beat this level of competition, which is why I thought you had to include him. And I didn't know if he'd get the distance, but he clearly could, and
Mhm.
really just dominated everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was, and for the horses from Derby running back on the 2 weeks, they didn't quite have it. Oselli finished 4th, so another pretty strong showing, from Oselli, who finished 3rd in Derby.
Yeah,
And then Incredible finished right behind him in 5th. So I don't know if maybe the short turnaround had a factor in that, or if just the other horses were better, and I'm leaning toward the other horses were just a little bit better. But 2 quality showings from them, and then Robusta, the other Derby horse, and he didn't really show up. He finished 9th, and Great White never really bought into the hype of Great White. He went off with really low odds for
yeah.
whatever reason. People bought into that for I couldn't tell you why. Finished 8th and 13 lengths back. So those 2 horses really weren't a factor. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? You think that the 2-week comeback for Rosselli and Incredible played a factor, or were the other horses just better?
Better,
Yeah,
better
I
horses.
agree. I
Like,
agree.
I don't think it played really a factor at all. I mean, we talked and I mean, we thought the best horses were Napoleon Solo, Iron Honor, Incredible, and I
College.
I guess in Taj Mahal. The Chip Honcho was the other one that you guys had talked about who finished in the trifecta. I kinda left him out of my stuff, which is another reason why I didn't hit anything. Uh, but I think another storyline was the price that Napoleon Solo went off at. He went off at 8 to 1, which I think is a great price for that horse. He even got
Well,
hammered a little bit late.
Iron
He was
Honor went off at, what was he, 9-1,
9 to
8-1?
no, he ended up going off at 9 to 2. He got pounced by the
Oh, he got bounced.
CAWs
Yeah.
because
Yep.
he was 8 to 1 pretty much the whole day, and
Yeah.
then got down to 7 to 1, and then really got pounced by the CAWs. So they thought he was gonna win too,
Yeah.
because that's the one thing about CAWs, they can be right and think they're gonna be right, and maybe it just doesn't turn out that way. But yeah,
Yeah.
his odds dropped significantly right at the gate.
Yeah.
But did you hit anything?
I got my $10 bet back thanks to Twin Spires
Yeah.
for my horse coming in 2nd, but no, that was it. So I got a $10 bonus bet to use in the next 2 weeks.
See, and
So
uh, I've got a $10 bet too, and
that's it.
but that's like picking the right horses that are gonna be there is part 1 of what this is all about. The
Mhm.
second part is learning how to bet successfully.
Yes.
And it the way that I bet it on Saturday just shows that even though I had a pretty good idea what this race is gonna turn out, I just don't know how to bet. So, I bet Iron Honor to win,
Yeah.
comes in second, like you said, for the bet back, you get your money back. My
Yeah.
exacta bet was just Taj Mahal and Iron Honor. So that sounds okay until you hear what my trifecta was, where it includes Napoleon Solo, Iron Honor, Taj Mahal, and Incredible. So why am I not including Napoleon Solo in my exacta if I'm including in my try? And
Yeah.
I even talked about how, look, I don't think Napoleon Solo is probably going to come third, fourth, or fifth in this race. He's either going to win it or he's going to get nailed at the wire. And he won it. And I don't know. Like, I need to read some books on how to bet because I want to win more bets. And it's even more frustrating when you feel like you had a pretty good feel for the race and you still come away with not a single winning ticket.
Yeah. No, I had Napoleon. I didn't do any exactas. I just did a couple of try boxes, and all my try boxes had Taj Mahal in them. But I did have Napoleon Solo in those as well. But Taj Mahal was really the reason I didn't hit anything because he just
Yeah.
ran out of gas.
And dude, that exacta, which those two were, like you said, right before they went off, it looked like they were going to go off at like 9-1 and 8-1. And
Yeah.
you're expecting, if you pay that $1 box or exacta, you're expecting that to pay. And I think it paid $100.
Yeah, because didn't Matt hit that, right? Didn't Matt hit it?
Yeah. Yeah. But he only got paid out 50.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's one thing they got to change because he did think they went off at 8-1 and 7-1. And then Iron Honor actually ended up going off at 7 or 9-2. But yeah, he only cleared like $50,
Yeah.
which if you pick the first two in a 14 field and they aren't going off at 2-1, 3-1, I feel like your return should be pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that horse racing is just turning away a lot of people right now because they're getting frustrated by their payouts.
Well, you saw, I mean, I sent that to you. I think it was Preakness Day, or it was that either on Preakness Day or it was the day before. They were running at Laurel, and there was the horse, the 15 horse. They have a picture of the horses in the gate and the odds next to them, like on the screen, 18-1 in the gate at 18-1, crosses the finish line 6-1.
I mean,
From 18-1 to 6-1 in the split second. Like you're thinking, wow, 18-1 is gonna be a great payout, and then it's just an average 6-1.
and
You
if
gotta
you're new
fix it.
to, and if you're new to this game and you're so pumped
You
and you
think you got
think,
cheated?
yeah,
They stole from
you
you.
put a $10 bet on that, you think you're bringing home 180, $190. Instead, you're getting 50, 60.
Yeah. Like you feel like somebody stole money from you, and then you're not gonna want to play again.
Absolutely not. And it's so hard to pick horses correctly. And you actually pick one right.
Yeah,
And they're doing this to you. And I mean, we both love horse racing. That's why we talk about horse racing a lot every week, especially right now during the Triple Crown.
yeah,
But they got to figure some stuff out.
yeah.
They got to figure some stuff out. And
They do.
it looks like the Belmont field is going to be a lot of the Derby horses, which is the way it's been the last couple of years.
Yeah,
That field is going to be great down in Saratoga. And then you were talking about the Stephen Foster.
yeah.
That field is at the end of June at Churchill
Loaded.
with that's going to have Sovereignty and Baeza and White Barrio
Mhm.
and they just upped
Couple others.
the purse
Yeah.
to 2 million. So the tracks are making so much money. We just want a little piece. We just
Just
want a
give
little
us a
piece.
piece. We just want a little slice of the pie, just a little sliver of the
Yeah.
pie. Give me a little coat of that apple pie.
Yeah. And when we get to the Belmont, we will have Matt back on to preview. We'll do a horse by horse just like we've done for the Derby and the Preakness. I was telling you before we got on, it's kind of odd right now not having the 5'6" Matt on because I feel like he's been on the last 10 shows because we've talked so much horse racing.
Which I guess you won the draft, yeah?
Yeah, I pretty much dominated, had first and second.
Yeah.
So I had Iron Honor with my first pick, which was the second pick overall, and then Napoleon Solo with my fifth pick.
Yeah.
Tried to jump in there, pick the second and the third pick. Got a lot of grief on the show, got a lot of grief on social from people watching that. I let see. I don't hide it. I put it out there as it was.
You're like the
Showing my
cons. You're trying to
ignorance.
steal from us. You're trying to steal
Showing my
from us.
ignorance.
Call you a CAW over there.
Yeah. But Matt had picked Incredible first, and then he had who did he pick was his last horse?
Do you have Chip? Do you have Chip Honcho?
Heck, I don't even remember. You
Some
had
reason I
said
think
it
you had
should have
Chip.
been talking. No, the hell we did. He took the hell we did
Oh, the
with
hell
the
we
last
did.
pick.
Ooh.
And then I had this stuff written down. I didn't even bring it with me. Who'd you have third and fourth?
I had Taj and
And Honcho.
I think I picked Honcho. Yeah.
Yeah, you picked
Yeah.
Honcho. So I will get the last pick in the Belmont draft. We'll have to. I don't know who came in second or third. Like, I guess he had Incredible in fifth.
I had
You had
Honcho in
fourth.
Honcho in third.
or
Also
third.
finished third, and Taj finished 10th. Oh, we did finish 7th. So if you add them up, I had a net total of 10. He had a net total of 5 plus 12.
There's nothing more
Oh, no,
exciting
I
than
had
live.
13. Sorry, I had 13. Net total of 13. He had a net total of 12. So he wins
So you get
by
the first
by
pick.
1. Yep.
Nothing more exciting than live math on a podcast.
Sorry.
So we hope y'all enjoyed that. But we will have Matt back on in a couple of weeks to talk the Belmont, and I'm excited about that. We'll see if Golden Tempo can do what he did in the Derby because
Has he
I'm
is he
skeptical.
officially they officially said he's running?
There ain't no way he's not gonna run in the
I don't
Belmont.
know, man. I don't know.
There ain't no way.
I hope so, but
If the Derby horse ain't coming back in 5 weeks, we really got problems. And dude, that's another thing too. Like when we talked about the May, June, July thing, it's got a lot of people talking about it
yeah,
out there in the horse racing industry. And maybe that's not exactly what they do, but we still got to do something
we gotta make it happen. Make it
because
happen.
look, we were excited. There were 14 horses in that Preakness, and we talked ourselves into being excited about it because it's a horse race. It's got a big name on it, and we have grew up to watch the Preakness. It's just what we do here in Louisville, Kentucky. But we need to get better horses in that field. There was
Yes.
way too many passes and no chances in that race, and it turned out to be exactly that.
Yes.
Anything else on the Preakness or in the
No,
horse racing world?
we'll take a week off from horse racing and get back at it when we get some post position draws here in what, about 2 weeks?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, excited to take a little bit of time off and excited to see what happens in the Belmont. See who comes back from the Preakness. If anybody's going to run all three, that'll be interesting. So, got to get into the PGA.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about how low they thought everybody was going to go at Aronimink. And that's all I heard all week was this course is wide open. The rough is spotty. Like there's going to be some tough spots, but there's also going to be some spots where it's not too bad a lies. That was the exact opposite of what we saw.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of players complaining all week about pin locations being too difficult. And it looked like that Sunday was going to be wild.
Yeah.
And that leaderboard was just so jumbled up with some big names.
Big names.
And like Scotty never mounted a surge at all on
No,
Sunday.
it was the opposite. So let's talk about Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty was the exact opposite of what he had been doing all year. He actually had a good first round, shoots the 3 under, and then rounds 2 through 4, he finishes in 1 over.
Yeah.
He couldn't putt. His putting was
And
atrocious
he was
all
missing
weekend.
he was missing some shorties too.
Shorties.
He's missing some shorties. Rory, after making a run on Saturday, never really made a push on Sunday.
Also,
And
speaking of Rory, you see him getting into a little argument with a fan again.
yeah, he's getting known for
Crying.
that. He's getting known
Crying
for that.
again. Come on.
I'm telling you, he's having some bad PR on himself.
He's soft.
And people are starting to grow tired of it. And the fact that golf covers him as much as they do, because
Yeah.
they should.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
he's
yeah.
Rory McIlroy.
He just won the
But
Masters again.
people are growing tired of watching Rory walk to his shots on coverage when they aren't showing other guys. And people are growing tired of watching him in pregame at the range when they're
Yeah.
not showing other guys.
Yeah.
And people are growing tired of watching his postgame comments when they're not showing other guys on coverage.
Yeah.
And I saw that at the golf event I was at. A lot of people. And look, we got this with Tiger because Tiger was everywhere. And I remember my grandpa being like, Tiger would be in 16th, but they'd show him on the bottom line because he was Tiger. And I remember my grandpa being like, he's not even up there. They're still showing Tiger. I feel like that's kind of what we're getting to with Rory. But people are kind of growing tired of it and not wanting to see him so much. And he's bringing a lot of this on himself with all of these antics.
I mean, his antics, him getting in spats with fans is only gonna make it worse for himself. I mean,
Yeah.
you're just gonna get more heckled even more. Like, if fans know that they can get under your skin and they don't want you to win and they don't like you, they're gonna just keep doing it. And all the
Yeah.
dude said was USA. That's all he said.
Yeah.
USA. And that made Rory flip his shit. Like, what are we doing, dude? Like,
Yeah.
focus on golf. Don't worry about the fans. Like, focus on your golf. Stop being a D-bag.
And if you don't bogey 4 straight holes on Thursday,
Yeah, I don't know what his Thursday
you're
was.
right
Good
there.
lord. Yeah, his
You're right
Thursday was
there.
brutal.
But we get to the back 9, and JT went off relatively early because he did not have a good Saturday.
Yeah,
And he posted a 65
5 under. Yeah,
to go into the clubhouse at 5 under. And
yeah.
I thought at the beginning of the day you probably had to get to 7 to win. And but it just kept being to where
For a
like
while, yeah. For a
yeah,
while, he was sitting there 5 under, and he was 1 shot back of Schmid. Is it Schmid? Is that it? Schmid?
Patty Schmidt. That's a U
Matty
of L
Schmid?
guy.
I know
U
he's
of
a U of
L
L
guy.
guy. I know he's a U of L guy. I just wanna make sure I pronounce his last name right. But yeah, Schmid was at 6 I mean, well, Schmid had the bogey early, and then he
Yeah.
bounced back with 3 birdies to get back in front, and he was at 6 under, and JT's at 5 under, and, you know, they're making the turn, and it's still a 1-shot lead. It's like, you expect a guy like Schmid, who's not been in this position before, to probably choke one away.
Mhm.
So if you're JT, you're feeling pretty good that the field's probably gonna come back to you. Um, but it didn't turn out quite that way, but he still finished T4.
It looked like it was getting close. And JT had told a story, I don't know the exact tournament, to where he had posted a score
Yeah,
early in the day, and he's got a buddy there, and they're just pounding beers,
yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, I might have to go back out there."
And his caddy's already an hour
Yeah.
away. His
Yeah,
caddy
his
wasn't even
caddy had already left. So, I think he was a little more prepared for this one,
yeah, I think he learned his
just
lesson from whatever
just in
tournament that one
case.
was. Yeah,
But, yeah, it just when they're on the back 9, you're like, "Oh, 5 under still could maybe get you in a playoff."
yeah,
But then, like, Rahm really didn't do anything to make any noise. Smith had that bogey late that kinda took him out of it, and then Aaron Rai goes and shoots a 31 on the back, and really just, like it's like he's at the end of the race on Mario Kart, and he had 3 turbo boosts, and he's just bloop, 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 and he's
well, it all
gone
started not even just the back, it all started on 9 when he made
with
the
the
eagle.
eagle. Yeah,
So he goes 6 under in his last 10 holes.
yeah.
And, like, a guy like Aaron Rai, who what is he, a one-time winner on tour? How many times has he won on tour?
1, but he's led a lot after the first round in these big
But,
events.
I mean, but with the pressure of a major to then go and shoot 6 under in your last 10 holes, when you're going up against the likes of when Rory McIlroy is on your heels and Scotty's lurking, and you've got JT that's already posted his 5 under, and you've got Cam Smith, who's a major winner, who's sitting right there, right behind you. To just go out and just dominate the last 10 holes, and that putt he made on
Well,
17,
yeah,
unbelievable.
and dude, the back 9 was the harder 9. Like,
Yeah,
people were struggling on that back like, you've got 16, which is that gettable par 5,
yeah,
and that's pretty much it on the back 9 at Aronimink.
yeah,
And he he got to 16 where it looked like he was already had a real chance to win this thing. Like, he had
yeah,
kinda separated himself. And then you're like, if he birdies 16, which it's the birdie hole, and
mhm,
he just hits a perfect drive down the middle, and he ends up birdieing that hole to go up by 2, I think, at that point.
yeah,
But then that tough par 3 on 17, he hits it all the way on the right side of the green, and you're like, if he 3 putts this, it's gonna be a contest
yeah.
going to 18. Like, he's gonna not have a lot of wiggle room,
Yeah,
and then he just
you think he drops the 7,
yeah,
and then, he's 1
yeah,
shot up. Yeah,
and it was reminiscent of JJ Spahn's putt
yeah,
at the US Open,
yeah,
and I think it was 66 feet. Said he was aiming for the shadow of the flag. I mean, if you watch the replay, it's going straight at it, and that thing just falls in, and at that point, it's over. I mean, they
lights
started
out.
writing his name on the trophy
Yeah, yeah,
immediately. His reaction, absolutely incredible. It was nothing.
yeah,
It
no,
was nothing.
yeah,
I mean, he just kind of looked, maybe gave it a little bit of a fist bump, and then it was back to business. And he goes to 18 and just maybe the best drive of the day on the 18th hole, and could have birdied 18 too. And this dude ranks like 160th on tour in driving distance. Not a long knocker. Not one of the best.
You like the non-long knockers.
I mean, I do, because I can relate to it, and we'll talk about that at the end of the show. Not honestly, not one of the better putters either, but putted lights out for 9 holes on the back 9. And sometimes it just takes playing the best 9 holes of your life, and you get yourself a major, you make yourself $5 million, and you change your life. And that's what happened for Aaron Rai.
Yeah. Can we talk about Jon Rahm for a second? Talking about these live guys, and I was in favor of just putting them back on tour with no penalty, and because they were former major winners and probably some of the best golfers in the world. And you said, when's the last time Jon Rahm's done anything? Well, Jon Rahm showed up. He showed up, and if he had won this tournament, well, my question to you is, if he goes out and wins the PGA Championship, if you're the PGA Tour, I'm putting him on no penalty, except for maybe a fine to some charity.
I'm not putting any of these guys on no penalty. Like, he gets a heck of a lot of FedEx Cup points. He gets 750 FedEx Cup points.
He wins a major. He proves he's one of the best golfers in the world still, and you're going to tell me you still don't want him on your tour?
Not without him paying money like Brooks Koepka did.
I said you could pay some money, but put him and reinstate him immediately.
Brooks Koepka played Myrtle Beach last week. But
guess what? You said you're not giving him the same deal as Koepka. You said that. You said that deal's off the table.
Even worse.
So are you going to give him the same deal as Koepka?
No, I'm giving him a worse deal.
Even if he wins that tournament. Even if he wins that tournament.
He had a chance.
For God's sakes. Put the best golfers on the tour. Put the best golfers on the tour, and that includes
the best golfers took money for a bullshit league and don't deserve just to come back just because their league's about to die.
They made a mistake.
It's not how the world works. They didn't make a mistake. Their bank accounts have risen exponentially. That's not a mistake. That's a decision you made.
Michael Jordan went and played baseball. He came back and played basketball with no problem. What's wrong with that?
That's the worst analogy I've ever heard. It makes no sense. And there are probably some other reasons that we don't know of why that all happened. There's multiple things been talked about why all that went down, but that is an awful, awful analogy.
He quit on your league, and he went and played in another league. It was a different sport. That's what he did. He quit your league, went and played another league, and then he came back with no penalty.
So AAA or AA baseball is competing with the NBA directly and trying to take them down.
Live golf for real competition.
They're trying to take them down. They were trying to. That was their goal. You don't hand out $500 million contracts if you're not trying to take over the PGA.
But they didn't come close, and we knew it wasn't. They were never.
It's not sustainable. You're gonna run out of money at some point, and when nobody's watching, eventually the Saudis are gonna be like, "Hey, nobody's watching. We're not making any money back. We're gonna pull our money out," and now this is where we are.
He's one of the best players in the world. Put him back on tour.
Just like
the best golfer should be on the PGA Tour, and he qualifies as one of those.
If you put together a package that's worse than what Brooks Koepka took, and that's his path, then yes, I'm for it. But it's got to be worse than what Brooks Koepka took.
Give him the same Koepka deal. Give him the Koepka deal.
That's the minimum. That's the minimum.
He deserves it. If he had won, he I think deserves a sweeter deal.
No, if he won, he would have got 750 FedEx Cup points.
Oh.
And that would have helped him. But no. And look, we got to talk more about Aaron Rai instead of talking about this idiot Jon Rahm, who played well in a major for the first time in a couple of years.
We want to talk about the fact that Aaron Rai uses 2 gloves?
I want to talk about it all.
Okay.
I've known that he wears 2 gloves, and I've known that he's had iron covers since he's been in a lot of tournaments. We know
the story of why you've heard the story of why he uses iron covers, right?
100%. We're getting ready to tell all this stuff.
Okay.
It's actually really cool.
It is cool.
And My dad uses iron covers, and I'm sure all of his 70-year-old buddies just ride him every time they go out there. But he's proud of his clubs. And now I'm like, I can't even make fun of you as much now that I know this Aaron Rai story. But so Aaron Rai, they didn't grow up with a ton of money, and evidently he got a set of Titleist irons when he was a kid.
Mhm.
Way more money than probably his dad should have been spending, but he saw that his kid was pretty dang good at golf
Yeah,
and wanted to support him in it. So he's
yeah,
cleaning his clubs with baby oil and cleaning out the grooves every single night and got him iron covers because he didn't want the clubs to
Clinton
get
together.
getting
Yeah,
clanked.
yeah,
And that's why he still does it, because it kinda serves as a reminder of where he came from.
yeah.
It's a show of appreciation for everything that his parents did for him, and which is just we need stories like that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would use iron covers on my own clubs if I didn't have to take them on and put them off every time. If I had a caddy to do it for me,
Yeah,
sign me up. I'll do use
yeah,
iron covers, but I'm not just going through the trouble of doing that every single shot. So
yeah,
he at least has the luxury of a caddy that's going to do it for him.
and then he's got the Teddy 2 gloves
Teddy two gloves.
because he just grew up in England, and it was cold, and he got used to playing with 2 gloves. So,
There's a lot of dudes that grew up in England and weren't cold and use one glove.
yeah, he just got used to it. Maybe he's a different part of England. I mean, I don't know the geography of England, but, uh
Okay.
I don't know, he just seemed very humble, very appreciative.
Yeah.
They went to Chipotle after the big win, that was how they celebrated.
Okay.
Um,
I can think of better restaurants than Chipotle to celebrate at,
but
but okay.
that's his spot, and I just think
I mean,
that's
I'd
who
rather go
Aaron
to
Rai is, and
Moe's. I'd go
they
to Moe's or Qdoba over Chipotle, but
would you?
yeah.
Maybe we need to get in that, maybe it's in or we can do that now, but, uh, they're asking him in post, what's he gonna do to celebrate, and his wife's there, she's a golfer too, and he doesn't know what to say, what they're gonna do, and she just yells, "We're probably gonna go to Chipotle." And he's like, "Yeah,
Thought you were
that's
about to say
probably
they were about to do something else.
yeah, maybe a little later, maybe a little later." But good for Aaron Rai, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Just once you're a PGA champion, once you're a major champion, they never can take that away. So even
Nope.
if he doesn't do anything else really big ever, he'll always have this moment. And to really separate yourself from a leaderboard that included your boy John Rahm, that included Oberg, that included Cam Smith, that included Xander Schauffele, is it's impressive. And for a guy that averages 288 yards off the tee in a PGA where their boo dudes are just bombing it,
Mhm.
sign me up.
What happened to your guy Rick with the 5 over on the last round?
Played
Yeesh.
terrible on Sunday.
Yeesh. Uh,
But look, he's been playing good golf. Can't let one bad round really. He just didn't have anything on Sunday.
no.
And there were points to be had. Like he was right there. He was 1 under going into the day.
Mhm.
So points to be had, money to be made, but can't really do it going the other way. He needed to be 5 under, not 5 over. Uh, Alex Smalley,
Yeah.
birdies 18, makes like a 20-footer. And that was good for a cool, what, $900,000?
$900,000. Yeah. Yep.
Went
One
from
putt. One
what
putt.
would have been, tied for 4th to, tied for 2nd,
Yeah.
and he makes $1.8 million, I believe.
1.8 1,804,000. So yeah, just over 1.8.
And I exaggerated Rahm's, it was more 3.7 million instead of 5, but good little chunk of change.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
3.69. Yeah.
Rick finished tied for 60, and he brings home $30,000. I'd take it.
I mean, if you would have, like you said, if you would have shot, you go from 60,000, what'd you say, 60, 50? How many? What'd you say, 60? 30?
He was tied for 60th.
And he brought home 30,000?
Yeah, like $28,000.
Yeah, if he just goes 5 under instead of 5 over, he's bringing home 1.8.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
No, he didn't.
He did not do that, but
Did
been playing good golf. Gonna take a week off and then
Hey,
try
you
to get
know
back
who's
on it.
not bringing home a check?
Who?
Oh boy, Higo, that missed his tee time. He got
Yeah,
cut. He got cut. Misses the cut by one
the
shot.
number.
One shot.
Miss it on the number.
And because of the 2-stroke penalty he incurred in round 1 for showing up late to his tee time, he goes home early with lint in his pocket.
Yeah, and then he made a decision. And he fired his caddy.
Ain't the caddy's fault, bro. Caddy was yelling for you. It ain't caddy's fault. I think the caddy probably wanted to kill him, to be honest, because it costs the caddy money, because the caddy gets paid if you get paid. So the caddy probably also wanted to beat his ass. So I'm sure the caddy was fine getting off his bag. He'd be like, screw you, dude. I'm going to go find somebody that actually, treats golf seriously and shows up on time.
I mean, if you want to blame your caddy for you being late to the box, I'm out, bro. Like, I'm out. Like,
I don't know how
show some
you.
maturity. Like, show some maturity. Just own it. Just own it. And he didn't do that on Thursday either, with all of his excuses and saying, if you think about it, I wasn't really late. No, you were. If the time is 7:18 and you're not there at 7:18, you are late. And
I don't know how you blame the caddy when the caddy's on time. The caddy's on the box on time.
Yelling for you.
If you just go with your caddy, you're on time. The caddy was yelling for you to get your ass down there, and you didn't do it. Don't blame your caddy. Your caddy knew what he was doing. Your caddy showed up on time. Your caddy was yelling for you. Just stick with your caddy, listen to your caddy, and you're on time. He didn't do it, and he wants to blame somebody else. Dude's a bum. He's a bum.
And he just became a villain, dude. Like, I ain't pulling for you now.
He's a stupid haircut, too.
I ain't pulling for you now. Like,
I never even heard of the guy.
Show some maturity. Show some maturity.
Never heard of the guy.
And just own it. Like, I don't know how it's possible to be late, but if you are, just own it. And instead, he went the opposite way, fired his caddy. Maybe there's other stuff to it. I really don't think there is. But
I mean, have you even heard of the guy before this?
I had seen his name before.
I mean, his best finish is tied 40th in the Cognizant Classic back in February.
Yeah. I mean, I had seen his name
A lot
before.
of miscuts on here. A lot of tied 60, tied 69, tied 67.
Yeah.
Dude, you suck. He sucks. He's a bum. Go home.
And he did.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. But congrats again to Aaron Rai. I mean, here's another one, dude. He didn't play the signature event last week. He was in Myrtle Beach too. And now he will be in all the signature events because he just won the PGA Championship. So good for him. Pretty cool to kind of get to know his story a little bit because didn't know all that stuff about the iron covers and the 2 gloves and his family immigrating to England and all that. So
yeah,
just got a good heartwarming story, a lot better than that idiot Higo and the idiot Rom taking all the money. A good heartwarming story from a guy that is just more than money. It's about the goodness of the game.
You going to be rooting for the goodness of the game and Aaron Rai if he makes that Ryder Cup team next year and he's going against the U.S.? No.
Of course not.
No.
We talked about this when
fuzzy feelings out of the way.
We talked about this when we covered the Ryder Cup, how we pull for these guys a lot of the time. But for 1 week a year, we're not going to. So, no, I'm not going to.
Throw your fuzzy feelings out the window next year.
Yes, they all suck that week. Do they not?
Screw you, Rai.
It doesn't look like he'll get rattled because he sure as hell didn't get rattled on Sunday.
No, he sure didn't.
Talk a little NBA?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now, actually.
So,
2 great games to open the finals. The
Knicks last night were down like 14, and we got a little text. We got a little text thread, and you, when they're down 14, are like, Knicks are going to win this game.
This was the start of the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hadn't been watching much, but I've been getting to where I had like $20 in my account. So I've been throwing some $5 bets in there just to make it fun. So I did it. I did $5 bet plus like what 600, whatever it was. So all right, let's go. I watched the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, you would have waited 5 more minutes. If you would have waited 5 minutes, you would have made even more money.
But I wouldn't have bet it at that point, dude. They look like they had never played basketball before in their life. They couldn't even move the ball around the perimeter. Like, they were missing bunnies. It was awful. It was
And
awful.
what was it, down 22 with about 7.5 to go?
They got down 22, and then I think they outscored them 44-11 or something like that the rest of the way. I don't know the exact number,
Yeah. It was a
but
lot to a
something
little.
crazy.
A lot to a little.
And once they saw the ball go in, everything started going in, and then Cleveland had a chance to win it at the end of regulation.
That shot was in. I mean, it was down, and
Mike Breen even did the premature bang.
who was that, Merrill that shot that?
Yeah,
Yeah, he did do a
he
bang. He did
he
a
did the
premature bang.
premature bang, and it goes to OT, and the Cavs wanted nothing to do with OT. But
They
I
they
mean,
got
what other sport are you going to see a game just flip on its head the way that game did?
it happened last year. It happened to the Knicks last year.
I'm
And the
saying,
Knicks
but it happens in the NBA. But I feel like it doesn't
no.
happen really in any other sport where it just. I don't know what like the game just completely turns on its head.
I mean, 28-3 Super Bowl, the
Yeah,
Falcons over the Patriots?
but here in that situation, you got Tom Brady. The Patriots are the
Yeah, I
better
know.
team,
I know. I mean,
and you
baseball, not
see
you can't
this.
really say
You
it
s-
compared
and
to
look, you
baseball.
had reason. Do what?
So you really there's not a comparison. There's not really anything you can compare it to in baseball.
No, and look, you had reason to believe that they were going to come back and win, and it's because it's the NBA, and things like this happen in the NBA.
Mhm. We've seen it.
And I do think the Knicks are the better team,
Oh, no doubt. No
and
doubt.
they're probably going to win the series. And I would have said they're going to win the series even if they lost that game. But
Yes.
just the fact that you can predict that this is probably or has a really good chance to happen, and then it does. I don't know. It's just the NBA is different. The NBA is different.
I mean, what the Cavs did in the last 7 weeks, what were they doing? James Harden is absolutely terrible now.
I can't.
Like,
He's my worst hated
he's
player to watch. I can't
unbelievable.
stand it.
He's unwatchable. He
Yep.
doesn't play a lick of defense. I mean, Jalen Brunson, they isolated Brunson on him multiple times down the stretch, and James Harden couldn't
Just-
stop anything.
And
Couldn't
he's not
stop
going
anyone.
to.
No,
He's not going to.
he's not going to. Like, I don't know if you're the Cavs, like, switch him off somebody. I don't know. Double Brunson. Do something to where James Harden is not isolated against Jalen Brunson because he just got his lunch ate. And then offensively, he was awful. He's terrible. I mean, he shoots 5 of 16, 1 of 8 from 3, scores 15 points in 42 minutes. Like, he's not – I don't know if people expect him to be the James Harden from 5, 6, 7 years ago, but he's terrible, man.
And you
He
got
cost
Don
them the
Mitchell.
game.
You got Don Mitchell. And
Don Mitchell wasn't great down the stretch. He had a
no,
good
he's
game,
not.
and he was not good down the stretch.
He's not. But like, I just don't know why James Harden has the ball in his hand so much. And he dominates the ball. Like he's always been a guy that dominates the ball.
Yeah.
And it just makes it hard to play team basketball with him
He
on
had
the court.
six
I just
turnovers and 3 assists from Harden. Like, he was awful. He was
but
awful.
also you have timeouts, Cleveland.
Coach says he saves them or something. Didn't he come out and
You
say that
can
he's not –
you
yeah.
you are allowed to call timeouts. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Kenny Atkinson. I like to save my timeouts. Well, you saved them. Congrats.
Guess
And
what? They
now you're
didn't carry
down.
over to the next game, so I don't
And
know
now
why
you're
you're not
down
using
1-0. And now you're down 1-0. And you just got outcoached by Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Uh, I I not only do I get the Knicks at +6 whatever last night to make some money, I also got them to win the NBA Finals.
Mhm.
So I just need them to get there so I can hedge a little bit and guarantee myself to win some cash. Um, on the other side,
How about one
we
of the
both admitted. Uh,
Go
do
ahead.
what?
Go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I was gonna say one of the all-time great
Yeah.
performances, Victor Wembanyama in game 1.
And look, we both admittedly did not watch a ton of NBA in the regular season. That dude he's a Space Jam character.
He is a Space Jam character.
He's a Space Jam character. And it ain't just the fact that he's 8 foot tall, long. Dude, he hit that 30-footer
Yep.
when it looked like they were done. And he
Yep.
just comes down and hits that 30-footer.
Ties
And
the
you're
game.
you're thinking at that point the NBA champions have kind of taken control of this game.
Yep.
And he's just like, nah, I'll just drain this 30-footer.
He reminds me of Mike, like you said, the Space Jam character, Michael Jordan. Remember when he dunks the ball from half court and his arm just keeps stretching and it just keeps stretching and it just keeps stretching and he dunks the ball? He's like that.
Yeah.
Like, the dude is just so long. So long. And he's not like the most athletic guy. I mean, some of these little.
It's pretty athletic.
I mean, he is, but his height.
For what his body is, he's pretty damn athletic.
For his size, sure. But like some of these shots, like I'm seeing him make, his body's like sideways. He's kind of like all like it just looks awkward.
But
It's an awkward look. It's awkward.
That is athleticism.
It's awkward. It just looks awkward. But
I am so impressed by his patience and his different ways to wait, get the defender off balance, and find a way to score. He's just so patient with the basketball and just waits for you to give him a little bit of room. And he doesn't need a lot because he can score over everybody.
Yeah.
And figure out ways to score the basketball. And then defensively, he just controls the game as well. This dude, I haven't watched him enough. And now that he's in the Final Four, we're going to watch him every time they're on. And my biggest takeaway is you're right. He's like a Space Jam character. And yeah.
41 points, 24 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, a steal. And it wasn't like the 41 points came on a bajillion shots. Like his shot efficiency was pretty good. He's 14 to 25. I mean, he shot well over 50%. Like it was unbelievable. Every time they need a bucket, he found a way to get it. And a lot to just lob it up to him. Several times they would just lob it up to him. Castle would just throw it up to him and just.
That's all you have to do.
I mean,
that's all you have to do.
I know it's a cheat code. It's a cheat code.
He's the face of the NBA now.
I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just back-to-back MVPs, but
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to the bench on defensive possessions.
He's reigning two-time MVP.
This dude ain't coming off the bench on defensive possessions or going to the bench.
He's not.
He's the face of the NBA.
I think he's the best in the game.
And after so many people get to watch him for the first time that don't watch the regular season that are now watching, next year, it's Wemby's league. It's Wemby's league.
Yeah.
And how do the Spurs? And we knew this when they got him because the hype was so big.
Yeah.
But how do the Spurs always luck into getting these guys? How do you get David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Wemby?
Yeah, I mean, like you talk about like the Spurs teams of the past, like that won those championships. Like they had multiple superstars. They had like the Duncan and the Tony Parker and the Manu Ginobili, like superstars. You have Wemby, and you got a bunch of dudes that are good. They're just okay guys. Like they're not superstars. Like Champagnie and Castle's fine. Castle's good, and Dylan Harper's good, but he's not superstar. Like there's not. Like the Golden State Warriors when they had their run, when they had, Steph and Clay and Kevin Durant. And it's a one-man show for me for the Spurs and a bunch of really good players that know their role. They're pieces that fit together around one superstar, and it all works.
And, like, Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey played together at Rutgers.
Yeah.
At Rutgers. And they didn't even make the tournament.
No.
You got 2 guys that are in the league that are playing for a team that's in the Western Conference Finals just 2 years later, and you can't get that team to the big dance? Well, good news, because next year that team would make the dance, I would hope, now that we're going to 76 teams.
It's true.
But how does a team with Dylan Harper and Ace Bailey not get to the dance? That's another thing that just stands out to me.
Yeah.
Do you think the Spurs win the series, or do you think the Thunder come back and win it?
I think the Spurs win it. I mean, I think that was a huge, huge game one. For them to get that game one, I think the pressure's going to start to fall on Oklahoma City. They're going to have to steal one somewhere along the way. I think the Spurs are too good to let that happen. I like the Spurs in the series now.
They're so young. I mean, Wembanyama's now how many years in the league? 3 years in the league, and he's
Yeah.
only 22. Harper's 19. Castle's 21. Like, we knew this team was talented, but was it going to be this year? But did it
Yeah,
seem
how
like this
quickly
year
it's happened. Yeah, with how
might be a
quickly.
little early,
Yeah,
especially when you're playing the defending NBA champions?
yeah.
I'm not picking it. After watching that game, I'm not picking against Wemby.
No.
I'm not picking against the Spurs. And I remember talking to my brother-in-law last week. He's like, "Yeah, dude, Spurs are for." I was like, "Yeah, they're gonna be really good, but we ain't there yet." I was wrong. And that's me trying to have an opinion without watching enough hoops. But they could win it all. And if I've got the Knicks to win it all, who would I rather play in the finals? Would I rather play the Spurs or the Thunder?
I'd rather play neither one.
I mean, but that's not a possibility.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I still think the Thunder could come back and win. They obviously know how to win games. That was the first loss they've had in the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
So
I think there's more collective talent on Oklahoma City than there is on San Antonio, but San Antonio just plays so well together, and they know their roles, and they know where the ball needs to go and who needs to take the shot. Like, they know what they're doing, and it just works. And I mean, Chet Holmgren just looked awful in game one. 41
I
minutes,
mean,
8 points, shot 2 of 7. They need
got that
Chet.
one block. Got
They
that
need
block late.
He did get the block
Got
late.
that block late.
They need Chet to be way better than what he was if they're going to advance.
He's got a lot of the same kind of body type that Wemby does.
He ain't
Like,
as
if
big,
you
though. He ain't as
but
tall.
he ain't as tall and he ain't as good.
No.
It's just and another guy on the Thunder that Alex Caruso, man, just makes plays.
31 points. 31
Just
points.
makes plays. And you talk about the downfall of the Bulls.
Well, yeah, why does he keep bouncing
Right.
around? Like, why he's with the Bulls for a little while, then he's a Laker for a little while, and he goes how many teams does Alex Caruso play
I
for?
think just Lakers, Bulls, and Thunder.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was in the Josh Giddey trade that brought Giddey from Thunder to the Bulls. They wanted to get a little younger.
But never been like a
And
full-time starter. Never. He's just a role player that just
and
balls out, man. Never.
and I mean, usually he's not scoring 31. Usually he's just making the gritty plays, the defensive plays
It's true.
that helps teams win games. And I mean, you need guys like that
Yeah.
to win NBA championships. And he's done it with the Lakers. He's done it with the Thunder. And he just never did it with the Bulls, unfortunately. But he didn't have enough talent around him to make that happen. I mean, the Knicks are going to win the other series, right?
Yeah. I have before the series. I said Knicks in 5. I'm sticking to it.
Joe Burrow spoke to the media today.
What old Joe have to say?
Well, we talked about how this offseason was of monumental importance.
Very important. Yeah.
And the gist of it today was he's very happy with what the front office did.
I did see that.
He mentioned a lot of their additions by name, mentioned Brian Cook, mentioned Dexter Lawrence. Says this is the most, because they asked him, you all went to the Super Bowl in 21. You were kind of new to the league, but you knew that you had a lot of talent on this roster. And he was like, yeah, but this is the most talented team that we've had.
I did hear him say that. Yeah.
And now
he's right.
It's our job to go out and to prove that. So
you agree with Joe, do you not? You think this is the most talent? You think this is a more talented team than that Super Bowl team?
Yeah, that offensive line on that team was terrible.
It was.
And ultimately, that was the reason they lost. Now, I need to see this defense in action to prove to me that they're better than that 21 defense, because that 21 defense and Cincinnati was pretty dang good.
It was good.
And honestly, that was the reason why they got to the Super Bowl. Their defense was the reason that they won 3 games.
I mean, they made the big plays late against the Titans and the interception in overtime against the Chiefs. I mean, yeah, they made the big plays when you needed the big plays.
Your safeties with Von Bell and Jesse Bates were one of the best combinations in the NFL.
Yep.
Can Brian Cook bring that leverage, that level of play to Cincinnati? I think their defensive line is going to be much better than that defensive line in 21. But remember, that line had Ogunjobi.
Yep.
They had B.J. Hill. They had some depth. They had Trey. They had some depth there. I think this defensive line could be better, and I do think the linebackers were better in 21.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's just going to be the way it is.
Yes. Wilson
But
and Pratt.
overall, because
Yeah.
the offensive line should be pretty good, this team, yeah, they have all the tools to be the most talented team that Joe Burrow has played with,
I
and
mean,
that's
and
exciting.
we talked about this last year. The offense is so good and good enough that the defense just has to be an average NFL defense. It does
Yeah.
not have to be good. It does not have to be great. It just has to be okay, and you're going to win a lot of football games. It just cannot be god awful like it has been.
Well, and look, I don't have the numbers in front of me because we've talked about this so many dang times, but how many games they've lost when they score 33 points
Exactly.
in the
Like
last 2 years?
if this defense can just hold a team to 28 points, you're winning a lot of games.
Yes. And they should. They should be able to do that.
I need to see it. I need to see it.
But I'm glad that Joe is happy with what has happened because
Yes.
that needed to be the case
Yes.
for not only him being happy there, for our sanity as fans.
Yep.
And dude, I'm pumped.
He said he's
I'm
going
ready.
to wear,
I'm ready to go.
I heard today he said he was gonna wear protective something on his toe. So we shouldn't
Okay.
have any more toe problems.
Well, dude, if he wants to go out there looking like a wearing armor, I'm fine with it.
Look like the kid from, Christmas Story with all the jacket and the padding.
Well, I'm not trying to keep him warm, Neil. I'm trying to keep him not
No,
injured.
but I mean, that's just talking about, like, that's just padding. Like, if that coat was padding, that's Joe Burrow be running out there with bubble wrap on.
As long as he can still get around and make throws, I I don't care what he does and what he wears. But he also talked about how he has interest in playing in the Olympics and flag football,
Uh-huh.
which as a competitor and somebody who's as good as one of the best QBs in the league, you got a chance to play in the Olympics. I think that would be awesome.
But didn't he just play in that flag football team that lost to the US flag football team?
The Fanatics thing, yeah.
Yeah. Like, he lost to, like, the guys that are
Well, it
good
wasn't an
flag football
Olympic
players.
qualifier, Neil.
No, I know it wasn't an Olympic qualifier, but dude, I don't think you can just walk in and say, "I wanna play in the Olympics," and you get a
He
spot.
didn't say
Well,
put me on the
these
team. He
dudes are
said he's
pretty
interested.
good.
He
Huh?
said he's interested.
Alright.
And that would be 28, right?
How would that work? Like, so how do you pick the US? Like, do you just, like,
I have I
get, like,
think
6
there's gonna be qualifiers.
so, like, do you think there's gonna be, like, actual teams that are qualified, and it's like, if your team wins, that team
I
goes to the Olympics? Or are you picking the best players off of certain teams? Like,
I don't know
how are you
how it's
picking this?
first time it's ever happened. I mean, for the NBA team, they're just picking the best players. But for flag football, I don't know how you do that. You don't have a flag like a I mean, is there like a official flag football league where you would pull these players and then NFL players would compete against them? I don't know.
I think
I had just
I be
mentioned
I
that
believe there is a competitive flag football league, yes.
so maybe we need to research this a little bit because I was just mentioning the fact that he had interest. I didn't know we were going to get knee deep in how this team would be constructed.
I mean, we still have a couple years to digest that, but speaking of flag football, though, did you see that the NCAA recommends that flag football become a championship sport, like an actual sanctioned championship sport?
Okay.
So,
Are they, because
I don't know if it's
we're,
guys or girls or I don't know how that works, but we're gonna see collegiate
well,
flag football. I think it's
a lot
girls
of,
mostly in that.
a lot of high schools have added girls, flag football.
Mhm.
I just, in this era where we're removing sports, because there's not a lot of money to be had. I just have a hard time believing that we're gonna be adding sports.
No, I think
I
this is
don't
one of those cases where, like, if it's a club sport at a lot of these schools where they fund themselves,
the
you just
club sport's fine. Yeah,
be
yeah,
like, "Hey, you wanna compete in NCAA championship? That's fine, but you've gotta fund yourself."
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
they
I
could
think
add
that's
that.
what it's going to be. I don't think you're gonna see athletic departments pouring money into girls flag football. But if they
Look,
wanna fund themselves and they already have a team that they're competing, like,
alright.
at the club level,
So,
let
like,
them
are
do it.
the tennises, are they gonna move to club? Like a lot of these tennis teams at different
I mean,
colleges, are they gonna move
I would
club?
s I would say fund yourselves or you
Yeah,
go to club. I don't know. I don't know.
'cause
I have no idea.
that's the direction we're going.
Could be. I don't know.
There's just not enough money to be had for everybody.
Especially adding sports like flag football. No, you're right. I don't think
Uh,
no money will be spent on that.
no, no, you ain't getting NIL. You ain't getting NIL. Um, Aaron Rodgers is coming back
Which I
for the
think we
Steelers.
knew that. We knew he was coming back, but, what did he say today? Officially, this will be his last. Oh my goodness.
No, he
Steven
just
Castle
said
just
he's coming back.
murdered
I mean,
somebody.
huh?
Steven
Is
Castle
it
just murdered somebody on a
like,
dunk. That was
oh,
incredible. Sorry.
you good? No, he just officially announced he's coming back this week, but it also says that this will be his last year.
As a Bengals fan, is it good or bad that he's back? He's 40, how 3 now? 4, how old is he now? 2, 3? Old? We'll say
I
old as
mean,
hell.
we had the Icy Hot Bowl last year.
Which Joe Flacco won that one.
He's 42. He'll turn 43 in the middle of the year next year.
Like, as a Bengals fan, no, I mean, I'm fine with him coming back because I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, fine with it. 100% fine with it.
Yeah.
And I will say, for I mean, he's still a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, question. Yeah, yeah.
But the way that his career has gone the last 5 years, to me, has
Is he hanging
diminished
on?
it.
Yeah, he's hanging on too long.
It's diminished his legacy.
Yeah, he's not like Tom Brady, where at the age of 40, whatever he was, could just go to a new team and win a Super Bowl in year 1. Like,
No,
he's not Tom Brady.
no.
He's good. He is a Hall of Famer, but he's not like Peyton Manning when Peyton Manning was toward the end of his career, goes and wins a Super Bowl with the Broncos.
No.
Like, dude, you're not winning Super Bowls anymore.
He can be good in spurts. Like, he can have drives where he's good, but he can't consistently at this
I
point
mean, he took these
be good enough.
Oswego mushrooms or something and hallucinated for a
He's
week, and I think he probably got all crossed
uh,
up in his brain and thinks he can still play.
but your question, as a Bengals fan, am I like, how do I feel about it? Yeah, good with it.
Probably gonna get
You
hurt
win
anyway.
another you win another draft without getting a quarterback that could be the QB of the future. Let's
There weren't
keep
very many of those to be had in this quarterback draft, though, bro.
that's true, but they'd still win another one
Yeah,
without getting anybody.
yeah.
You I mean, they coulda went out and got, like, Tua or somebody, which I mean, Tua has shown signs at Miami of him being good at times. I mean, would you rather as a Bengals fan, would you rather the Steelers have Aaron Rodgers or Tua?
To wash.
To me, it's Aaron Rodgers because he's old, and even if he does play well, he's not coming back next year. Tua could find it again.
That's true.
Like, he's had good years.
That's true.
I but yeah, I'm all for it. Come back. Let's go. Another year with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. I'm all about it.
You wait till Dexter Lawrence flattens him like a pancake.
Oof. And then what we got? We all knew Will Wade in LSU was just going to be wild.
No, it's
It's even
wild.
more wild than we thought.
Like, all right. So you're Will Wade. You get fired from LSU the first go around because you're breaking NCAA rules, right?
Mhm.
So then you get your second chance. You go to McNeese. You do well there. You behave yourself for a few years, and
Mhm.
you get a step up, and you get a pretty good job at NC State. You behaved yourself at NC State for a year. Things are looking up. Like, people are starting to respect you a little more. Well, then you leave NC State high and dry after 1 year to go back
Mhm.
to LSU, and basically you're just giving the middle finger to the NCAA right off the bat. You're
Yeah.
just back to doing shady stuff again.
Well,
Nothing's changed.
well, now you can do it if the courts will allow it. Um, RJ Lewis was the 2005 Big East Player of the Year.
Mhm.
Declared for the draft, went undrafted, played in the G League, signed a two-way contract, was traded. Now they're trying to get him to LSU. And then Yam Madar, who was drafted by the Boston Celtics in the 2020 NBA draft with the 47th pick. Now they're trying to bring him to LSU on what is reportedly a $5 million deal.
First, I've never even heard of that guy.
They're trying to give him $5 million, and he was drafted 6 years ago.
Never even heard of him. Like, to me, that's just a waste of money. It's just stupid.
And he
Like,
was,
the RJ Lewis thing is stupid. And the NCAA has already come out and said that they will not make eligible anybody that has signed any kind of contract in the NBA. It had been part of, like, league business. So RJ Lewis is not getting any waiver or any reprieve from the NCAA. So you're right. The only way to do it is to try to go through the courts. Which, like, what is that? Like, you file a lawsuit in the state of Louisiana and you get a judge that's probably an LSU donor, and he's going to be like, yeah, let him play. And that's what happened in Alabama. That's what happened in Alabama last year.
Yeah.
You got an Alabama donor who was a judge said, let him play. And then another judge had to step in and said, yeah, no. Like, at what point does does reasoning come into this?
well, and look, maybe they don't think they can really get RJ Lewis through. Like, they're obviously going to try, but I think deep down they realize they probably can't get him through. But I think a part of his strategy is to clog the system with so many of these guys, these 23 and older guys that have played internationally that probably shouldn't be eligible, and see which ones he can get through and see which ones of them he can get in LSU uniform. And I think that's a part of their strategy. Like, this dude, he wants to be the villain. Like, he knew as soon as he took that LSU job that that's what he was. And he is just fully accepting it.
This stuff didn't work last year. Like, this has happened before. The kid from Baylor last year was a draft pick or whatever by whatever team it was. I think that was probably the Celtics too. Goes back to Baylor, and he was awful. He was not good. And then you got the kid from Alabama who played a handful of games before he was an eligible game. He wasn't even that good. So this has been tried before of these guys that have been drafted, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. They come back to college thinking that they can still play at this level, and they all sucked.
Yeah.
Well, this dude that was drafted in 2020 obviously is not good enough to play in the league, or he would have been in the league all this time. Goes and plays overseas. Like, to me, this just means he's not very good. And I don't see him competing at a level against guys that are NBA quality players in the NCAA and making any kind of difference. What's he going to average? His little 6 points and 4 rebounds a game? So what? I mean, should he be eligible? Absolutely not. But it's not like it scares me. Like, I'm not worried about these bums.
It's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Like,
but they're going to fail. They're going to fail.
The On3, the Twitter account for On3, which they cover, like, the transfer stuff.
Yeah.
They have one with RJ Lewis saying committed to LSU. And you know how they've got, like, the schools that they were at before and then the arrow pointing to LSU?
Yeah.
Like, his goes UMass, St. John's, Utah Jazz, Bolton Celtics, LSU. Like, that alone, we're done. It's over.
How does that make sense?
It should be over.
It doesn't.
Like, what are we doing? It's absurd.
It's absurd. It's absurd.
Like, is LeBron James going to come play college basketball when he retires to the NBA?
Good. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's only played 1 year. He's got 3 years of eligibility left. Get the 2-time NBA MVP back to Kentucky.
Like, what are we doing? What are we?
It's a mockery. It's terrible. It's stupid. It's all stupid. Now every team gets in the tournament.
We still love it.
I hate it.
And we still love it. We didn't talk much about NBA draft last week because we had so much going on. Are you DeBonsa guy? Are you Darren Peterson? Like who you taking with the first pick?
Give me DeBonsa. I think is the number one pick. That's who I would pick. I mean, I think Peterson's a great player. I think what he went through last year at Kansas and kind of the circus around him not wanting to play or if he was whatever it was is a red flag. But then again, in the NBA, there's load management all 2 days, like every 5 days. Whatever was wrong with Peterson last year, he can take a couple days off in the NBA and people won't even bat an eye at it. So
He was
give me
taking too much creatine, Neil. They figured it out now
is
that
that
the
what it
season's
was?
over. He was taking too much creatine. Yeah, we
That's what
figured
it
it out.
was. Okay.
Mhm.
No, give me
So
DeBonsa
should
as the number one.
be
That's who I would
solved.
pick. That's who I would pick.
Yeah, I've been a DeBonta guy even early in the season when they were all talking Darren Peterson, and just his antics have really pushed me off of him.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is the Jazz have the second pick, and how bad do they want DeBonta there? Like, can they
Yeah.
figure out some kind of trade to get up to 1? I don't know, but they would love to have AJ DeBonta at the Utah Jazz.
I mean, it would probably require them to give up a first-round pick next year.
Yeah. And then the Bulls actually lucked in and got the 4th pick. Maybe we can
Yeah,
get a
the
little.
Pacers, the poor Pacers got screwed.
Well, their GM, president, whoever it was, apologized to the fan base for making that trade.
I mean, it was a gamble. They knew it was a gamble going in, but when you have the odds that you had of getting a top 4 pick and somehow not getting it, I mean, you gambled, the odds were in your favor, and you crapped out.
If you are the Bulls at 4, because I've got thoughts, who are you hoping you get? Because you're not getting DeBonta, you're not getting Peterson.
You going Cam Boozer?
I think that he's likely going to be the 3rd pick, but I don't
You want Wagler?
think he's one that I want.
You want
at 4.
Wagler?
I think it's between Caleb Wilson and Darius Acuff Jr.
Okay.
Who I would pick.
I would take Acuff. And out of those two, I would give me Acuff.
Yeah, and I think most projections have Acuff going 6th, and a lot of them have Wilson going 4 to the Bulls.
Yeah.
Wilson's just got so much upside. But I think Acuff's a killer, dude.
He is a killer. Dude can put the ball in the hoop.
Look at us, man, talking so much NBA.
We're experts.
I guess it's time for a little no jingle. What would Joe do?
No jingle. What would Joe do?
Yeah, maybe I'll try to get in the lab this weekend.
Maybe Joe let's see if Joe has his own song that he wants to put on here.
If he does it, I will accept it with open arms.
Yeah.
So this is a golf theme. We've had a couple of these in golf themes.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather get to play Augusta National one time when it is 52 degrees, pouring down rain, and in addition, there's 2 holes under construction, which includes Amen Corner?
I was about to ask if Amen Corner was, yeah.
Or you get unlimited free golf at any local municipal course for life for you and 3 of your buddies.
I mean, this one does require some thought because playing Augusta National is the bucket list item of every golfer, of every amateur golfer, of every Joe Schmo out there that has ever picked up a club. You want to play Augusta National. Like, it is the holy grail of golf. But when Amen Corner's underground repair and you can't even play it, and it's 55 degrees and it's pouring down rain, and the course is probably not at that point, it does not become Augusta National anymore. It doesn't become, it's not what you want it to be. It's not Augusta National at that point. Give me the free golf for life for me and 4 buddies.
I mean, this is your one chance. Like,
it's not, but it's not Augusta National at that point.
It's still Augusta National.
You can't even play the signature holes. You can't even play the signature holes.
Well, that sucks. And I hate playing in the rain. I hate it. I hate it.
You are the most anti-rain guy I know.
It's awful. Like, I lose grip of the club. I still not been smart enough to go about rain gloves, which I need to do, and I learned that in my tournament over the weekend. I mean, I think it's your only chance to play it. You gotta take it. Like, you get to play Augusta National.
You
And yes,
don't. You're not. But it's
the
not Augusta
conditions aren't
National at that
perfect.
point. It's not Augusta National at that point.
I mean, what's this? It's gonna save me $30 a round on my Muni course?
How many rounds you gonna play in your life?
A lot?
So do 30 times estimate. We'll say even if you say 200
It's a
rounds.
lot. It's a lot of money.
So we're gonna give you a couple $1,000 to not play Augusta National and you don't even get to play Amen Corner. And you get to stay out of the rain in 55 degrees. You're
Well,
gonna take it.
but this is my one chance to get to play Augusta.
It's
Like,
not Augusta at that point. It's not
It's
Augusta.
16 of 18 holes. It's 16 of 18 holes.
You've got rain in your eye. You can't even see. It's cold. You're shivering.
I'm telling you.
It's
I'm
going to be
telling you.
miserable. It is not
The
going to be a
50
happy experience. You will not have a smile on your face out there. You're not even going to be
The
smiling.
52 degrees is not turning me away. The
In the
16 of
rain,
18 holes.
52
The
degrees.
16 of 18 holes is not turning me away. I'm disappointed that I don't get to play 2, but that's not turning me away. The pouring down rain is the one that is.
You know what 52 in a rain feels like? It feels like it's low 40s probably. Like it feels cold. That's a cold rain.
It's Augusta. It's your only chance.
The only thing in your mind when you're out there playing Augusta in those conditions is, I want this to be over.
But you don't, because you're playing Augusta.
You don't get to enjoy it. You're not even enjoying it.
So, meanwhile, I'm out in Augusta in the rain playing golf, and you're playing Iroquois for free. Like, you feeling better at that point?
For life.
But this is, yes, for life. If I had an opportunity to play Augusta and I didn't take it, and I never got to play it again, I feel like I'd regret that.
It's not Augusta at that point to me.
It is Augusta. Like, you are a part of the flowers blooming. You are helping those flowers bloom.
They're getting
You are
rained on and
helping
they're
those
falling off
flowers
the
bloom
trees.
with the rain.
They're
You were
falling off
there
the
when it
trees.
happened. But you get to play Bobby Nichols and Iroquois and Seneca and Charlie Ventnor for free for the rest of your life, which is pretty awesome. I believe that is
With
awesome.
my buddies. We're all going to, I get to have fun with my friends.
But I get it. It's tough. And I understand why you're picking that. And I hate playing in the rain, but it's a chance to play Augusta. I think I got to take it. Like, we drove by there. You can't even see the course. You can't even get a glimpse of it. And they're going to let me play? Oh, I'm in. Like, we tried.
Right.
We were driving through Augusta just trying to see the fairway, and you can see nothing from the outside.
You're going to have to, like, obviously at Augusta, it's path only. They might even make you walk. They probably don't even have golf carts. You got to walk the whole thing.
Well, I'll have a caddy.
You got to walk.
I'll have a caddy.
You have to walk.
I'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Says the guy that complains when it's path only at a municipal course. You get to walk the extra 5 feet to your ball.
Yeah, because it's the same as walking the damn course sometimes.
So you complain about walking then, but you're not going to complain about walking in the pouring rain and 55 degrees.
Oh, I'll be complaining, but I'll be playing Augusta.
You won't.
There's no doubt I'll be complaining.
You will not, but you won't enjoy it.
I think you have to. You have to force yourself.
Wait till you say it. I got to play Augusta. Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, what'd you shoot on Amen Corner? I didn't play it. Like what? What?
Yeah, I played one twice.
I got to play Tea
twice.
Olive and Flower Blossom and whatever else they call their 16 other holes.
But you know what? The rest of my life, when I watch the Masters, I'll be like, I played that hole.
No, you won't. You'll be like, I don't even remember what I hit on here because I just wanted to get through my round so quickly that I didn't even know where I hit the ball or what no.
So while I'm reminiscing through my head how to play these holes, because I actually did it, you can reminisce how to play number 9 at Iroquois.
Number 9 at Iroquois. Oh yeah, that's the short par 4 there.
Yeah, just up the hill a little bit.
Yeah.
But not it's not an easy decision. It's really not, because I would love me some free Mooney golf for the rest of my life. I just don't think you can pass up a chance to play, even though the conditions suck.
Catch me out at Sun Valley every Friday.
I haven't even played out there this summer. I have not played Sun Valley. We need to get out there. Get Carl
Um,
again.
do we
What was
need to
our
play Sun Valley?
Yeah, I gotta at least play it once or twice. It's just it's where I grew up playing.
Okay.
Um, I didn't come in last this weekend.
That's good. Progress.
Yeah, I beat a guy that I played with on Friday. I've never beat a guy before, so that was fun, 'cause
There you
last year I
go.
came in last. Didn't beat
There we
nobody.
go.
Last year I went 104, 100, and the 104 was with the two-stroke penalty on the first hole because the first fairway is right by the driving range, and I accidentally hit a Titleist driving range ball instead of my ball. That's how I started my
The other like,
amateur
who
career.
caught that? Did you self-penalize?
Yeah. Well, I asked the guy because, like, it was a Titleist. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I think I hit it there, and then I walked like 10 feet up. I was like, "Oh, that's my ball." So, and then I had to re-hit. I actually, I started the tournament with an 8 because I doubled it and got a two-stroke penalty.
I blame your caddy
But
in that situation.
well, it was both of our faults. Um, but 104, 100 last year, and then I go 90, 94, 95. So 15 stroke improvement.
Mhm.
Went 2 rounds with no triples
There
and
you go.
no lost balls.
Hey, no lost balls is even more impressive. Well
I
done.
had 3 I had 3 pars on Friday. I had no pars on Saturday. But I had 13 bogeys and 5 doubles, and I doubled the first 2 holes because I didn't even warm up because it was raining and I didn't wanna get out there, which shows that how
You're gonna
bad do you
love
want it?
Augusta though,
How
man. You're
how
gonna
bad
love
do you want it,
Augusta.
bro? How bad do you want it?
You're gonna love Augusta.
But
Yeah, but you
I
got you got Bruce Evans out there. Your dad was caddying for you, so a little father-son bonding on the trip.
yeah, he cracked a couple Cincinnati Red Budweisers on Friday in the middle of the round, so maybe the first caddy, drinking beer during the event, which I was in full support of.
I mean, I'm proud
Uh,
of him for that. Yes, I'm absolutely. I want my caddy cracking Reds Budweisers.
But the other dude in the short stature category, I'd say he's a good 3, 4 inches shorter than me.
Shorter,
I fin I finished the tournament 45 over for 2 rounds. You wanna guess what he finished and how bad he beat me?
7 over.
7 over. Beat me by 38 strokes.
That's insane.
So I got a lot of work to do.
Gotta hit the
We
weight.
did
Does he just hit the
we
ball? Like, does he hit it really well?
he's just yeah, he hits it farther. He's built differently. Like, he's
Hit the weight.
stacked.
You can hit the weight room, my guy. Get in there. And start
But
pumping some iron.
But
Get out there.
Pops was talking to him, was like, "Dude, we need to play together next year, so we might try to go down a day early and get in a practice round with Ricky Riley." But that dude is a monster. Like, I'm just so impressed. Like, I just don't even understand it.
Yeah, nice. Good for
Because
old Ricky
my
Ryan.
thing is, I just have a hard time getting to greens in regulation. That course was 6,100 yards. So, on a lot of holes, my pars are birdies and my bogeys are pars, just because it takes me an extra stroke to get there.
Yeah.
And
What's all Ricky Riley? Did Ricky Riley win the overall tournament?
no, the dude finished even par.
Oh shoot!
Went 2 under on Saturday to win the thing.
What was his disability?
I don't know.
Huh.
I mean, they're all there's one arm, there's one leg, there's
Out there
like
shooting
it's
even par? That's insane. Good
yeah,
for that guy.
they're dude. Some of those guys are just it's. I mean, they're seated golfers, which is just
Huh.
it's. I don't know if you've ever seen that on the internet
I have
where they
no
actually
idea.
have motorized car. They have motorized carts that actually move their bodies up, and
Yeah,
then they're just all arms. Like it really is.
it's
It's
incredible.
pretty impressive to see
Yeah,
what some of these guys can do,
it's incredible.
and girls. But hey, we got better. We got better.
It's good. You gonna roll that
Did
into a low round tomorrow at the ULGC?
I hope so. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
I mean, it's gonna be 50s and cloudy. Hopefully, no rain. So not Augusta-like conditions tomorrow, but
I would dress warm a little bit, I guess.
put on a light jacket.
And then we're playing Friday too.
Yeah, supposed to
But
be.
I think Friday might get bagged.
Yeah, Friday doesn't look good.
And we're playing Hidden Creek in right out by Silver Creek, Indiana. I have
Indiana.
not played out there.
I played there, like, outside of a scramble, like, twice, and I played in this U of L scramble one other time. It was at Hidden Creek. Good
And
course.
and you've just played once since we played a couple weeks ago at Pebble Creek?
Yeah, yeah, one other time.
You trying to get the girls out golfing?
At some point, that'll be
They
fun.
showed any interest at all?
They No, I haven't really introduced them to the game yet. Probably should.
Yeah, you should.
Get out in the backyard and they can hit some wiffle balls or something.
I mean, you're if you're working at the university, you obviously will get them a free education, but there's no better way to get some scholarship money than be a women's collegiate
Oh, plus
golfer.
you teach your kids to golf. That's something that they can play with you till basically the day you die. So
100%.
always
100%.
teach your. It's always a good thing to teach your kids how to play golf.
It is. You got anything else?
Now, speaking of the kids, we had a cross country tryouts today, and both kids have
Okay.
now made the cross country team. Track ended. We are now on to cross country, which starts in July.
And the only thing worse than track is cross country to watch.
I don't know why. It goes faster though. I don't have to sit there for 2 hours. I sit there for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Is that what they had on Monday? Was cross country? Or was that
No,
track?
Monday was the last track meet of the year, so we finished that up. Swim practice started Tuesday, so now we're on to full-time swimming
Okay.
for May and June, and then cross country in July.
Well, and I went to my nephew's baseball game last night, and 10 minutes after being there, lightning. Then it starts pouring down rain. So I literally sat in the chair for 10 minutes, got back in the
10
car, and
minutes.
drove straight home. The
10 minutes.
advantage of not being the parent is when it rains, you don't have to wait. You're just like, well, they ain't playing. I'm leaving, which is what I did.
Yeah.
I was at the ballpark all day Sunday, keeping up with the golf tournament on my phone. All three of my nephews played back to back to back. Sitting at the last game, and my nieces are there as well. They go to get some candy at the concession stand. They go get the airhead like ropes that looks like rainbows.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
Like they're not as hard as the real airhead candy. They're a lot softer.
Yeah.
I put that thing in my mouth, and immediately my cavity, the filling comes out, which it was just done 2 months ago. I've been pissed off about it since then because I hate my dentist's office. And it comes out, and I'm just furious. So I called my dentist on Monday, and I'm like, my filling came out. It was never right, like to begin with, but I need to go get this fixed. Like, all right, you can come in at 2:00. I come in, traffic is terrible. I get there 10 minutes late, so I'm already just like, I'm heated, dude. I'm heated because I'm having to go to the dentist. Didn't expect all this.
Is this on Monday, like the next day?
Yeah, this is on Monday.
Yeah.
They sit me down. They look at it. They're like, probably gonna need to give you a crown. And I'm really just getting even more heated because I've never had any really, other than having teeth pulled and braces. Like I haven't had a ton of dental work like that. They
Bro,
show
why
me the bill. It's like $500. I'm like, you all the ones that screwed this up. Like, why am I having to pay for this? Then they do my blood pressure. It's so high because I'm so heated. They're like, dude, you gotta get your blood pressure down if you're gonna do this. And I'm like, what time is this gonna be over? Because I got a massage at 4:00 and I am not missing my massage. They're like, yeah, it'll probably be over about 4. I was like, well, get me the hell out of here. And I called another dentist office the next day, and I'm going somewhere else.
So you still don't have a filling in where the cavity is?
No, I just got a big hole in my tooth.
Doesn't that hurt?
Doesn't hurt.
Does not hurt?
Does not hurt.
Like when you're
Maybe I'm just
eating? Like when you're
no,
eating and stuff?
just food gets stuck in it. It's annoying.
Bro,
But
why
yeah,
are
it
you
doesn't
not
hurt.
brushing your teeth? I've
What are you
never had a
talking about?
cavity my whole life. Brush your
I'd
teeth.
never had a cavity until I went to this dentist office. And the other time that they gave me a cavity, they go back to drill it. And the lady's like, I don't even know why we're drilling this. There's barely a cavity there. And I kept going back.
Bro,
It's
use
on
some
me.
toothpaste on your toothbrush. Scrub them teeth. Stop getting cavities. How many you had?
2 at the
Oh
same
my
place.
god, dude.
It's a racket.
What kind
It's
of
a racket.
hygiene what are you
It's a
doing over
racket.
there? Brush your teeth.
I do brush my teeth twice a day.
Clearly not enough.
Some
Like,
people
what,
are
you
just more
missing? What
sensitive
are
to cavities than
you just
others.
missing some teeth? You just brush some over here, some over there. You just leave a couple untouched. What's wrong with you?
No,
Stop eating so many sweets.
I don't eat a lot of sweets.
Then how you getting cavities?
I
Cavities
don't
don't
know.
make themselves.
I think, yeah, I think
I
they
mean,
do
they
at this
do,
dentist
but
office. I think they do at this dentist office, and then they screw your tooth up, and then they were like, "Well, you need to pay $500 for a crown."
hey, I'll recommend the teeth brushing app that my kids use on their iPad, so
Okay,
they know exactly how long to brush their teeth for, and it's like an interactive game. I'll
okay,
send that to you so you know how to brush your teeth properly, and you won't
I'll
have
check
this
it out.
problem anymore. Okay,
I'll check it out.
fucking idiot.
Dude, when I went to Moorhead, I lived there for 2 years and never set up a dentist, come back here and have no cavities. And then I go to this dentist office and all of a sudden I get cavities. Like, it's all this place is a racket. This place is a racket.
You want to shout out the name of the dentist?
No. And I like my hygienist a lot, but everybody else sucks.
I think it's a you problem, bro. You seem to brush your teeth. I feel like you're not
Well,
brushing.
I got an appointment for next Tuesday, so I got to live with this hole in my tooth for over a week. And it's because I'm playing golf on Thursday and Friday. And I just called them yesterday, and they couldn't get me in today. So I wasn't going to cancel golf
No, I can't
to
get it off.
get a tooth filled.
Yeah.
But that was my Sunday Monday adventures.
Sounds like fun.
It wasn't. All right, I'm getting us out of here.
All right, go brush your teeth.
I don't know what we gonna talk about next week. I
NBA.
guess NBA finals, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it
Something will
out.
pop up.
But
Something will pop up. We
not
can do the WNBA if you want to. Emily
Caitlin Clark
Inkster
didn't.
versus Misha Hines Allen in Indy tonight, I think.
Caitlin Clark not playing.
Hmm.
Woke up with back tightness. Already missing a game after 4 games in.
Fragile. All right.
All right. Before we get out of here, reminder to follow and rate us on whatever podcast app you use, and then to follow Height Differential on all social media platforms. For that 6'6" Neil, I'm that 4'10" Nick. I don't know what we're talking about next week, but we'll find something to talk about. We'll talk to you then. Yeah.
Give it to me.
I'll do that for you.
Nothing makes me happier.